Welcome to the Darkstream. This is the weekly meme review, number 20. Um, it's not really very weekly, is it? But that's the name of it, so we'll stick with that. Um, a well-timed start right after Big Bear's stream. Happy weekly meme review, indeed. So while we're waiting for folks to roll in, a couple things that might be of interest. First of all, you're going to be able to download Booster Patrol songs, some of them, and one of them is already available on Amazon Music. It's going to be on Spotify and all the other stuff too. Amazon apparently just picks it up more quickly than others, but God's Gonna Cut You Down by Booster Patrol is now available on Amazon. Obviously, we're going to be getting out the music to all of the backers, but there's 4 songs that are going to come out first before anything else on Spotify because there's a cover contest. And so we are submitting God's Gonna Cut You Down, Thought Contagion by Muse. We're also going to submit, what were the other two? Don't You Want Me by the Human League, and Possession by Sarah McLachlan. So it'll be interesting to see how they do, if there's if any of them do well. But I think they're all pretty solid contestants. I think most people would agree. Maybe we'll fire 1 or 2 up for old time's sake before the end. But so that's going on. We also did a successful streaming test with the Dorking Wanderers Football Club today. And so I'm optimistic that we're not only going to be able to start getting all the games up there, but also get them some of them up there streamed live, including away games. So just did a little research into their streaming technology and realized that they were not using an up-to-date economical system, so, which isn't a surprise. You know, they don't specialize in streaming technology. They focus on soccer. So Sam says, my buddy sent in a meme yesterday after I mentioned weekly meme review. Didn't bother to read my instructions. Yeah, there's a couple people who didn't. You know, if you send in a meme that is called image0.jpg or image01.jpg, it's probably not going to get featured, because if more than one person does, then whichever one is the last one to come in gets that's the only one that's saved. You know, I don't have enough time to be, I mean, let me put it this way. If you can't bother to rename your files, don't expect me to. I think that's a pretty reasonable perspective. Also, I don't think that WebPs work. Not because I'm biased against them. I just don't think that this particular streaming software recognizes WebPs yet. Maybe it does with their new update, but WebP's been around for a while, and I have like the newest but one update, and it didn't. So anyhow, but we've got how many folks do we have on D Live? Can someone tell me that? We've got 28 here on unauthorized, so I think that's enough to get rolling. Hockey Hair Bear, what a great name. See, people talk about mullets, but a mullet is not the appropriate term. The proper term for what people call a mullet is hockey hair. You know, that's what we always called it, hockey hair. Anyhow, Hockey Hair Bear says that Booster Patrol song even available in Canada on Amazon. So anyhow, what I'd encourage you to do if you have an Amazon account is give it a rating. You know, as I've said many times before about books, one of the best things that you can do for the community is take advantage of the review systems. You know, even if you don't have time, all you can do is give it a star rating, and that's better than nothing. So, anyhow, without further ado, let's fire up the slideshow. This is the first one. It has a massive woolly mammoth entitled "The U.S. Republican Party," and there are some fleeing cavemen sorts. Countries without legal butt sex. It's a pretty funny meme, actually. I'm not crazy about the vulgarity of the language, and the text is fairly crude, but it's a good, strong, thoughtful meme, and it's funny. I'm going to give this one an 8. I think it's got its moments there. Let me see if I can remember which key is correct. There we go. Okay, this one made me laugh. Every Gen X movie was like, I have a stable job with benefits. I'm going insane. And then it has a scene from, obviously, what is it, Office Space, is it? Falling Down and Fight Club. And it's got a white guy wearing a dark tie in each of them. I can understand very well how the younger generations, in their much worse economic straits, can't understand what Gen X was complaining about. You know, to them, the idea of getting a decent job with benefits is, you know, sounds like a dream. It's like the millennials, that Saturday Night Live skit where the millennials are competing on a game show, and they're hoping for, you know, healthcare, and the boomers, of course, are driving them crazy. It's fair. That being said, speaking as a Gen Xer, there was something uniquely soul destroying about the 90s cubicle. I mean, it really was pretty awful. But again, fair critique. I'm going to give this one a 9. I don't find it triggering. It actually makes me feel a bit more sympathetic towards the issues that the Zoomers have. But you know, it's a fair criticism. Stallone, I'm making a movie about composers. I'm playing Beethoven. Van Damme, I'll be Mozart. Schwarzenegger, stop it, guys. I'm not saying it. He will not be Bach. It's funny. It's just a silly, funny meme. I'll give this one a 7. Sam has a good point about the previous one. When Office Space and Falling Down seem like the better reality. Yeah, I mean, and that's a fair point. I was actually just talking to a good friend of mine a couple days ago. And one of the things that we were talking about was we had no idea how good we had it. It wasn't like we were bitching about our lives or anything back then, but we had no idea how good we had it. There's an exchange on X. Blatant anti-Semitism on the peaceful pro-Pal march now happening in London. They're not even pretending this is about Israel. This is pure Jew hate. And then it's basically pointing out that both sides, red and blue, Republican and Democrat, are being run by Israel or the Israel First forces in the States. And then the Metropolitan Police say, a woman has been arrested on suspicion of a racially aggravated public order offense. Yeah, it's kind of interesting when you've got a national symbol um, is suddenly magically transformed into a ethnic um, an ethnic symbol officially. This raises all kinds of things. This is too complicated. This is not really properly a meme, I don't think. Um, but it raises some good points. I'll give it a 6. This one is interesting. I like the message. I like the graphics are good. Um, I'm gonna leave it to the women to decide about what they think about it. Here they've got the mommy ethot, um, and she says, "Listen up. You don't need to sacrifice your career and ambitions for." No, what are you doing? And then the happy anime uh, traditional girl says, "Haha, baby making machine go burr." Um, Apparently, the women love it. So um, I didn't know whether I didn't know. I mean, I'm so not the target for this um, that I'm just not equipped to judge it. Um, but it does, effectively communicate the truth of the way in which a young married woman having children just couldn't care less what the feminists have to say. It just doesn't even enter into their perception. So I'm going to give this one a 9 because of the positive reaction from the women. This one is I don't remember the name of this artist, but he's kind of I kind of consider him a spooky stone toss, as it were. And it says, there's a little boy going off to school, and the teacher's telling him, "You're a bad person. Your mom's a bad person. Your dad is a bad person. Your grandparents are bad people. Your great grandparents are even worse. Everything they gave you was stolen, and you need to apologize for all of it." And the kid's being driven home from school, and the mother says, "How was your first day back, honey?" And the kid is looking like he's like he needs a good stiff drink, and possibly therapy. Uh, Again, this is not really properly a meme, so I'm not going to give it a rating. But it's a great cartoon. You as a cartoon, I'll give it a 10, I suppose. Um, but it's not a meme, so this one is disqualified. Um, this has a gentleman walking the tightrope. Uh, some nice, interesting art, although it's got a realistic heart on one side and a realistic brain on the other, and he's attempting to balance between heart and mind. Um, I'd give this one a 7. It's eloquent. I don't really like the realistic heart and brain, um, but maybe I'm just a bit too fastidious about those things. Yeah, I mean, I guess it's a philosophical meme. It's just such a basic. Um, you need to balance your feelings with your mind. You need to balance your brain and your heart. I mean, that's not exactly deep thoughts, is it? Okay, someone's gonna have to explain this to me because I do not understand it all. Carrying since 1989. Do you know what this is? It was called years ago a worry stone. Notice the indentation. My parents said self-soothes via making things, fascinated with textures, touch, feel of objects, and beneath it, that's green oil pastels on green paper. Um, is this a comment on on a mobile phone, or or um, I genuinely have no idea what this is even trying to say. Um, yeah, I mean, to me, this is just not a meme. maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's just beyond me. But I will admit that I have no idea what this is even supposed to be about. So um, I'm going to give it a 0. Dang it, Bobby! Give me that calculator. I don't care how many ovens there were. They're still our greatest ally. This is funny. Um, there's another similar one to this that came in, similar but different. Um, the so anyhow, this is funny. I'm gonna give this one an 8. They could have cleaned up the graphics a little more and stuff, but it's a good strong meme and funny. Again, I have no idea what's going on here. Um, so this is another 0 as far as I'm concerned. Two women are talking. I can't believe he didn't cry during Titanic. Do men even have feelings? And then it's got Sam Gamgee from Lord of the Rings saying, I can't carry it for you, but I can carry you. Come on. And then he's staggering up the slopes of Mount Doom towards the fiery cavern. And the Chad is it's getting dusty in there for him. It's a funny meme. I like it, but to be honest, I mean that's not the area, the part of the movie that I personally found most. I mean, for me, it was probably the most emotionally compelling part of the Lord of the Rings was either Boromir's death. That, to me that was really striking because when I read the Lord of the Rings in the wrong order. I read about 50 pages from the second book, The Two Towers, first. And so, actually getting to see Boromir snapping and then, trying to steal the ring and then giving his life to save the hobbits, and then the whole scene with Aragorn. To me, that was the more emotionally compelling moment. That and what was the other one? In the books, the whole scene with Faramir and his father trying to burn him was very emotionally compelling. The movie, not so much, because that, whoever did the one weak character and just poorly portrayed character, in my opinion, could have been the writing, could have been the actor, I don't know, could have been the direction, but was Denethor. I thought that whole thing came off, was disappointing. But what I really did like in the movie also is when Gandalf is talking to Pippin right before the troll is about to break through, and so that, to me, that's kind of where I would what I would say was more poignant. But this is good. I would give this one a 7. Okay, this is going up on Neil Gaiman memes. I'll tell you that right now. It's the classic Padma meme. It says, I'll need you to sign this NDA. For my consent, right? And he just looks, she says, right? This is a 10. It's timely. It points to the truth. It's funny. It's a little bit subtle. So I think it's a great meme. Um, this is another classic, posted on RLGBT 11 years ago. It's so old that they're missing half the letters. Um, and what will happen if gay marriage is legalized? What will happen if gay marriage is legalized? It's got the big green circle, which is gay people will get married. And then the other options that were, of course, totally impossible and would never happen is a third world war will break out. Various plagues, locusts, frogs, etc. will erupt. Schools will begin teaching kids how to have gay sex, and the terrorists will win. So yeah, we pretty much got what I guess would be have to be called the Quinfecta there, since all those things had happened. Um, it's a great meme. It's really good. I give it a 9. Here's a Hagrid meme. I don't think I've seen this one before. I think I might have seen this first picture, but not this construction. You know, Harry, I don't think we really won that last Goblin War. They still live here, and now they own our banks and newspapers. Shouldn't have said that. I should not have said that. This is also a 10. Um, it's well done artistically. The text is great. I especially like the when when he's looking back and forth, like, shouldn't have said that. And then I should not have said that. Great meme. I don't know if this is one that was found or created, but it's a really good meme. Show me a white family. This is obviously a HAL 2001 meme. I'm sorry, Dave. I'm afraid that reinforces harmful stereotypes and generalizations about people based on their race. This is also great. Honestly, this is another 10. Um, it's it's just first of all, I like that it's tying AI back to HAL. That's cool. Um, it's a 2001 meme. You don't see that a lot. Um, this is really good too. Just, I mean, it's kind of interesting. It's like it's like people are getting to the point where they're doing amazing memes, and then, and then other people like don't seem to understand what a meme is. But anyhow, that's why we do this. This is educational. This is another one I haven't seen before. It's a similar template to other ones, but it's got Han Solo. He doesn't care. He doesn't care when they call him a xenophobic bigot. He doesn't care when they call him a woman-hating misogynist. He doesn't care when they call him a fascist. But when they call him a Republican, that sir, is beyond the pale. It's kind of funny. I mean, that's to a certain extent not dissimilar to how I tend to react. You know, for me, I tend to be less annoyed about being called a Republican than being called a conservative. Because you can be a Republican and still be, uh, you know, a rational, um, a rational person. You know, it's just a political party. The party that is it's a big tent. Um, but a conservative isn't. When you call yourself a conservative, it literally means you have no ideology. Conservatism is not an ideology. That's why we can meaningfully discuss the conservatives versus the Nicenes back in 367 Anno Domini. But anyhow, this is a good meme, solid, well done. I would give this one an 8. This one compares and contrasts Joe Rogan and Big Bear. It says unhinged and hinged. Um, it's a decent meme. Um, Honestly, I don't get why people are still paying attention to Rogan. I mean, I understand that he has a lot of, Spotify gave him a lot of money, and I said, it's not my world, so maybe he really is that big and influential in the world of comedy and podcast. I mean, to me, it just seems also manufactured. I watched that uh, hilarious critique of his recent special, which those unhinged images, I believe, are from, and it was terrible. It was just bad. Um, and so, um, but anyhow, it's I would give this one a because it's well done graphically. Um, I would give this one a 7. It's solid, makes the point, points to the truth, etc., etc. Um, but again, like I said, the subject matter is I mean, we're all pro Big Bear. We all agree with this, you know. But again, it's kind of like to me, it strikes me as kind of like me talking about Jordan Peterson. You have to do it from time to time, but it's not really that important because everybody knows now, you know. Um, Speaking of things I talked about, this one is disqualified um, because I mean I think it's probably it is a little different, but it's exactly the same as the meme. This meme is already on Neil Gaiman memes, um, so anyhow, that's this one is DQ'd. This one is slightly disturbing. When you get the belt as a kid, and it's got a white overseer lashing a black man who's lying on the ground, and then as a grown man, and it shows a WWF champion with a weight belt. Um, to be honest, I don't think this is a good meme. Um, as a general rule, uh, slavery and showing slaves getting whipped probably isn't a great choice. Um, I mean, what are you really, what are you really saying, right? Um, it's basically essentially a play on the word belt, which who cares? I give this one I would give this one a 3. Uh, this one is kind of funny. It's a guy sitting on a park bench talking to Jesus. He says, I just remembered telling her she should calm down. And then I woke up here. It's funny because it's unexpected, which is something that you want in a meme. Does it point to the truth? Sort of. I mean, everybody. But what I don't like about it is this kind of also points toward happy wife, happy life, and calling her, calling his wife the boss. Art is good. Text fonts are good. So I'll give this one a 6. This one is totally inaccurate, and none of you have any reason. This points towards falsehood, and it is not the truth, because I turned the music down before it started tonight. I don't know if you noticed that it says me contemplating the Darkstream, and then Vox's theme music as the apocalypse blows her away in fire. Now this is funny. This is really good, and frankly, it's pretty well deserved. I probably should have turned the theme music down a long time ago because I don't listen to it. I just didn't really pay attention to it. Anyhow, but this is good. I give this one a 9. I mean, it's so effective. It actually got me to change my ways. So, Swedish Trash Panda says, Vox, I have almost shat myself due to having the tab open and not expecting it. Yeah, okay. Look, what do you expect from somebody who's in a band called Booster Patrol, right? We boost. We're loud. We actually added more guitar to a White Zombie cover. Anyhow, hopefully it's better. If it needs to be turned down a little bit more, let me know. Moving on. White dudes for Harris explaining to their wives how they got monkeypox. And it's the Zack Efron, I have no idea meme. Yeah, I mean, I don't think that every white man who supports Harris is gay. I mean, just strikes me as a bit boomerific. I give this one a 5. Here we have, this is another cartoon. Again, we got. I'm going to. Yeah, This is DQ. This is a cartoon, not a meme. Trans, COVID, immigration, and then a versions of, I believe that's Netanyahu, Ben Shapiro, and I don't know who, but I will say. I will say that we're looking at. I mean, this is disqualified. So, so for some reason, yeah. So, are you guys still on UATV? Shows that somebody said there's a stream fail, but I don't know if that's just Dave or if that's all of them. So let me just type in: is there an issue on TV? Anyway, we're running fine on. Okay, he just needed to refresh. Not even a good cartoon. Fair enough. Yeah, I don't have any. I didn't have any drop frames here, so. Okay, no, that's just you, Dave. So, next time, you know, try refreshing before you jump in there. Some of you are going to keep trusting the government until your pronouns are was, were. Again, we're a bit boomerific here. I'm usually a big fan of this meme, the Leonardo DiCaprio smug meme, but I'll give this one a 5. And there's, dang it, Bobby, give me that calculator. I don't care how many fixed mutations are possible. They're still our ancestors. That's funny. It's a funny spin on the Greatest Ally one. But you know, it's not quite as funny because yes, it's inside baseball, etc., etc. And so, but I'll give this one a 7. The art is actually better on this one than on the other one. But I think this one would have been better if it said, I don't care how many fixed mutations are possible. We're still descended from monkeys. You know, they're still our ancestors is a little bit too dialectic, in my opinion. What people think Ohio is like. It has a Haitian walking with a dead goose or swan or something. It says Ohio in reality, and it's got a bridge by a river and a bunch of Ohio State, presumably fans, watching a football game, a beautiful sunset, and a Haitian. That's pretty funny. It's a little bit a twist on a twist, but that's fine. I give this one a 7. This is just a great meme. Kind of strikes a little bit too close to home. You may not realize it, but Lando Lakes, which is the company represented by the young Indian maiden who is now missing from all of the Lando Lakes boxes, the boxes of butter she used to be on. It was actually headquartered in my small town of 8,000 people growing up, which always struck me as kind of funny and probably really good. Might have explained why the taxes were not so bad there for a Minnesota town. Anyhow, this the first picture. It's a very Stalin-esque situation where the Lando Lakes Indian, the Oats guy, is it Aunt Jemima and Uncle Ben? First, the Indian goes disappearing, and then Uncle Ben disappears, and then Aunt Jemima disappears. You know, I mean, this is obviously the what political correctness and SJWs have done. This is a great meme. I'd give this one a 10. There's a little girl standing on the shoulder. She and her mother are both wearing sunglasses, and she's wearing sunglasses that say Planned Parenthood is reflected. And the little girl says, "Good idea, Mommy. I love you so much. Let's plan lots of hugs and kisses." Um, it's a spin on a different yeah, on that one cartoon. It's pretty good. Um, I don't know how effective it would be on the target audience. But well constructed, well conceived. I give this an 8. And here's a pretty blonde girl saying, "Why won't you protect me, Kier?" Um, I like the concept. I don't think it hits particularly well. Um, Cactus Cedar Bear says it doesn't hit me in the feels like the cartoon one. Yeah, I think so. I think it's because it's kind of one step removed from it in a way. That's why I think it's a little less effective. This one, I mean, you have to know who Keir Starmer is, et cetera, et cetera. It's cute. It's visually effective. I mean, it's visually attractive, but I'd give this one a 7. And this one says, this one's called The Evolution of Protestantism. And it says how it started. And it's got Martin Luther hammering his theses up on the wall of the cathedral, and how it is going. And it's got a very masculine looking woman who is apparently supposed to be the pastor. This is fantastic. I mean, this would trigger a fair number of Protestants. Um, I think, and she's wearing the trans. Oh, it's a tranny. Okay, I just thought it was a masculine woman, or maybe it's a masculine woman wearing tranny colors. Who knows? Either way, um, this is a 10. This is definitely a 10. Um, you know, I'm a Protestant myself, um, but you can't deny that that's the situation at the moment. Um, Unfortunately, the Catholic Church is better, but not a whole lot, um, as we know. So, um, yeah, but again, I have absolutely no qualms, um, nor would I ever deny for a second the legitimacy of the criticism of pretty much all of the Catholic or all of the Protestant churches, including the Southern Baptist Conference, to which I still technically belong. Um, they've all been converged, they've all been subverted, um, and it's something that we Christians need to accept and do something about. Dost thou renounce the Enlightenment and all its degeneracy and all its vain pomp? And it's got or, an Orthodox priest uh, aiming a very large machine gun. I like this one a lot. I don't even. I mean, I'll have to give this one a 9 just because I think that it's a little bit. It's going to be lost on some people, but it makes me laugh, so I give it a 9. Satan splaining, verb, gaslighting in the service of the father of lies, and it's got that blasphemous image of the Last Supper from the Olympics. Too wordy, too dialectic. Um, I would give this one I would give this one a 6. Yeah, it's also visually ugly. It needs to have a better contrast, but anyhow, I mean it's a hearts in the right place, execution somewhat lacking. World War II casualties, and it's got a pie chart with 6 million Jews versus 70 to 85 million others. Um, Pretty good. Pretty good. I'd be better if it said something like, I mean, if you want to make it more triggering and stuff, what it should say is 70 million human beings. Um, Not that Jews are not human beings, but you know how, if you, again, visual rhetoric is about triggering an emotional reaction. That's how you do it. Um, but pretty good. I'd give this one a 7. This one is pretty funny. There's a little boy looking at the tattoo parlor, and his blue-haired mother is dragging him along, saying, "That's too permanent. You'll regret it." And then she's dragging him into a gender-affirming clinic. So that's pretty funny. It's good, and it is really ironic that you're not allowed to get a tattoo till you're 18, but your parents can pump you full of puberty suppressants, and this one hits pretty hard. Um, I would give this one a 9. Very good. Uh, this one has a sad consumer getting kicked and mocked by the mainstream media, Netflix, and psyops, and then a friendly soul holds out a hand, and then it's UATV, unauthorized TV, embracing the sad consumer. That's very gracious. We've I think we got a long way to go before we can actually fit that role, but that is what we endeavor to do. It's a nice thought. I'll give this one an 8. This is hilarious. It's J.D. Vance. It's beautifully executed. It's J.D. Vance colonizing an Indian woman who's... This is the Vance that people wish that Vance was. But anyhow, this is just... I mean, I'm not even sure what it's pointing to. It's more mocking him, but it's just so funny that this is a 9. It's almost a 10, except for the fact that it's not really pointing to the truth per se. It's more of just a mocking thing, but it's very, very clever though. I mean, this, to me, in some ways, this is one of the most intelligent memes. But anyhow, that's I give it a 9. This one's a little bit complicated. Has a Korean 75,000 for a baby. South Korean businesses float incentives as a demographic crisis looms. And the woman is unimpressed. And then, please, she begged, I don't want this. You must. The child is destined for greatness. And what of me? What of my greatness? There was no reply. And that moves the woman a bit. It's all right. A bit wordy, a bit complicated. I would give this one a 6. And we are done. So as always, I will announce the winner on the blog tomorrow. Borrowed from a Flashman cover and well executed. Yeah, it's very well done. I mean, in some ways, the Vance one might have been my favorite, even if it wasn't necessarily the best meme. So, just because it's the one that probably amused me the most. But I will cogitate great memes tonight, guys. I mean, I realize it's been a while, so you've maybe had more time to really hone your art and really, hone your rhetoric. But very well done for the most part. If it weren't for the DQs and the non-memes, that might have been our highest average ever. I don't keep track. So, no, if you sent in something and you didn't see it, then either you sent in the wrong format or you named it, you didn't give it a reasonable name. Cactus Cedar Bear says, we're shockingly short. Otter month is over. You know, and we just have to accept that. You know, we just have to move on. You know, I have to admit, I was kind of into beavers recently. Just there was some video of a beaver just trying to cut down a tree, and it was hilarious. So I don't know why it's what's fun. It was the thing where they're explaining how the beaver listens to see if the tree's going to fall down. And it was just hilarious how he's like, you know, rah, 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 rah. Then he stops and like, for some reason it was, you know, I get shown a lot of animal memes. Space Bunny, obviously. But there are others, you know. Beavers are pretty awesome. We were super excited when we had some beavers behind the house for a while. And Space Bunny even got a picture of a mother beaver and some cubs that were in the river nearby. So, so we definitely have beavers around. Don't see them very often, but occasionally we see the signs. I just think they're great animals. I mean, obviously, otters are my favorite, but beavers are pretty cool too. So, so let's go ahead and fire up a Booster Patrol song or two, just to celebrate the fact that they are coming out on Spotify and Amazon and elsewhere. See what we got here. Okay, I need to turn the default speakers on, and then I need to find a tune. That would be audio file. And let's do, since Rachel's here, let's do Don't You Want Me. See if I can find, there we go. You were working as a waitress in a cocktail bar when I met you. I picked you out, I shook you up and turned you around, turned you into someone new. Now 5 years later on, you've got the world at your feet. Success has been so easy for you. But don't forget it's me who put you where you are now, and I can put you back down too. Don't you want me? You know I can't believe it when I hear that you won't see me. Don't you want me? You know I don't believe you when you say that you don't need me. Much too late to find. You think you can change your mind. You better change it back or you'll be so damn sorry. Don't you want me? Don't you want me? Don't you want me, baby? Don't you want me? Don't you want me? Don't you want me, baby?
I was working as a waitress in a cocktail bar. That much is true.
too late to find. You think if you change your mind, you better change it back or you'll be so damn sorry. Don't you want me? Don't you want me? Don't you want me, baby? Don't you want me? Don't you want me? Don't you want me, baby? Don't you want me? Don't you want me? Don't you want me, baby? Don't you want me? Don't you want me? Don't you want me, baby?
I always enjoyed how that the guitar solo just goes on and on and on, especially because it's a song with not any guitar in the real song. I just always found that amusing. We got a bit more time here, so let's fire up. I haven't played Thought Contagion in a long time, so let's give that one a try. Talk about adding guitar to a song where there is no guitar. This one might be even more extreme in its own way. Let's see here.
Welcome to the infinite black skies. Brain cleansed, fractured identity, fragments and scattered debris. Fall down, learn when to count it out. Prop me up before I black out. Withdraw before you're out of time. A clean slate and buried war crimes. You've been bitten by Give it up and watch them break through. It's too late for a revolution. Brace for the final solution.
So that was Booster Patrol Thought Contagion, a Muse cover, and that's going to be one of the 4 that will be on Spotify soon. So we'll let you know and keep you informed. Just one quick thing. If you haven't signed up yet for the Hypergamouse crowdfund, and Sigma Game crowdfund, I'd encourage you to do so. Still waiting on approval, so I don't know. We're hoping to announce its launch tomorrow, but we might have to push it back a week if they don't get the review done. So we've been waiting a couple days for the review to finish, so we'll just have to wait and see. So on that note, I wish you all a good evening, great memes, good times, Unbox Day, and this is the Darkstream.